and plural nouns. In this module, you will change singular nouns into plurals by adding s, es, ies, ves, and use irregular plurals correctly. Sid is going to attend a performance. It is a special performance. It is to be performed by the people at the circus. It is no wonder that Sid is greatly excited. As the performance starts, 3 jugglers appear on the stage. The first, fat, the second, tall, and the third, short. They greet everyone present. They are going to toss and juggle various things. At first, the tall juggler juggles a ring. Then he picks up one more ring and juggles both the rings. Then he picks up one more ring and juggles the 3 rings. Sid gets extremely excited. Little does he know that the tall juggler is about to juggle 5 rings together. When the tall juggler juggles 5 rings, the crowd gives him a loud applause. The short juggler, who was watching the tall juggler, now comes on the stage. He is carrying a box full of balls. He stands near the tall juggler and picks up a ball from the box and starts to juggle. But he doesn't like the fact that he is really short. He empties the box on the stage and climbs on the box. He wants to be as tall as the tall juggler, but he is still short. He then calls the fat juggler on the stage. The fat juggler comes on the stage with 3 more boxes. The short juggler arranges those 3 boxes one above the other. Then the fat juggler helps the short juggler to climb up. Once the short juggler is on the top, he grins at the tall juggler, whose face now he can see properly. The short juggler starts to juggle a ball. Then he juggles 2 balls at a time, then 3 balls, then 4 balls, and then 5 balls. Then finally not 5, not 6, not 7, but 8 balls together. Everyone, including Sid, starts to clap. Now, it is time for the fat juggler to juggle. Before juggling, he stands upon his hands and dances with his feet. Then, he stands upright and takes out a juggling club from his mouth. Then, he pulls out one more club, then another, and then another. In no time, he has pulled out 5 juggling clubs. Following that, he starts to juggle them right away. It is such a memorable sight. All the 3 jugglers performing on stage in sync with the unstoppable clapping by the crowd. Sid had a great time at the circus. He even tries to juggle balls, but he fails miserably. But he is not disappointed, as he is greatly excited to tell his friends about the show. Did you enjoy the circus? You must have noticed how the jugglers started juggling with one object and then juggled several objects. The tall juggler started by tossing a single ring in the air. Then he juggled 5 rings together. 1 ring multiplies to several rings. The short juggler started by tossing a single ball in the air. Then he juggled 8 balls together. 1 ball multiplies to several balls. The fat juggler started by tossing a single club in the air. Then he juggled 5 clubs together. 1 club multiplies to several clubs. Clubs, balls, rings are plurals of the nouns club, ball, and ring respectively. Let's learn how the plurals of different nouns are formed. Do you know, when a noun means only one person or thing, we say it is singular. And when a noun means more than one person or thing, we say it is plural. Most plurals are formed by simply adding s. For example, Pen becomes pens. Cat becomes cats. Coat becomes coats. If a noun ends in s, sh, ch, or x, the plural is formed by adding es. Fox becomes foxes. Bunch becomes bunches. Wish becomes wishes. If a noun ends in y, before which there is a consonant, the plural is formed by changing the y into I and then adding es. Lady becomes ladies. Navy becomes navies. Body becomes bodies. If a noun ends in y, before which there is a vowel, a, e, I, o, u, the plural is formed by simply adding s. Toy becomes toys. Key becomes keys. Pray becomes praise. If a noun ends in f or fe, the plural is formed by changing the f or fe into ves. Calf becomes calves. Wife becomes wives. Life becomes lives. But there are some exceptions to the rule. For example, roof, roofs, and chief, chiefs. Now let's practice. Complete each of the following sentences, choosing the correct plural noun from the brackets. While most nouns are easily changed into plurals by adding s or es to their end, there is one group of nouns that doesn't follow any rules. They are called irregular nouns. For example, child, children, man, men, woman, women, person, people or persons, mouse, mice, foot, feet, goose, geese, tooth, teeth, louse, lice, ox, oxen. Some nouns have the same form in the singular and the plural. For example, deer remains deer, sheep remains sheep, moose remains moose, fish remains fish, aircraft remains aircraft. Now let's practice. Write the correct plural form of each noun below. Let's recap. Most nouns form their plurals by adding s. Example, cat, cats. Nouns ending with the letter s, ss, ch, sh, and x form their plural by adding es. Example, box, boxes. Nouns ending with a consonant y form their plurals by omitting the y and adding ies. Example, cherry, cherries. Nouns ending in f or fe form their plurals by omitting these letters and adding ves. Example, knife, knives. The plurals of some nouns are formed in an irregular manner. Example, mouse, mice. Some words have the same singular and plural form. Example, fish, fish.